Here's good advice on getting to the next level and why so many people just go about it wrong. We oftentimes look for more coaching, more coaching, more coaching. Well, I have a camper who wants to be great. He's been to our Dream Season 14-day camp several times and has a great grasp on a world-class drill plan. His dad, kid wants to be good. His dad's willing to make it happen for him, and they're always bouncing around getting more coaches. And the latest coach is a young college wrestler, former wrestler. He's got all these amazing ideas, and he wants to put his thumbprint on this great wrestler. And now they're only going to do Russian 2-on-1s. That's all they're going to do. And he's got all these other ideas, and the dad's frustrated. This is counterproductive. Basically, a lot of coaches are not seasoned in becoming world class. They have their own ideas. They get excited about setting the coaching world on fire. Some are overjealous, and boom, your son is their new guinea pig. Do not be so anxious to get good at wrestling that you allow other wrestlers to experiment with your son. Focusing just on a few core areas of wrestling is pretty much the key, but everyone has their own ideas, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. If you look at baseball, there's only 3 moves, basically, to be world class. There's one great way to swing a baseball bat, and all the top coaches, all the way down to the average coaches, they know it. So when your son isn't hitting the ball, you go to the batting cage and you drill more, you hit, you spend time in the batting cage. You don't run off trying to find another random coach. The guys who do this quickly realize that it's all the same. If you look at an organized sport like karate or gymnastics, they have a routine that says, here are the skills to be a brown belt. It's nationwide. I don't know, I guess worldwide. If you're a level 6 gymnast and you want to be level 7, you can print it off the internet. Here are the skills to be a level 7 gymnast. And you practice only that. If your daughter is not yet level 7 and she's still level 6, there's no need to get random coaches to have their own ideas of what a level 7 gymnastics routine looks like. They know what a level 7 gymnastics routine looks like. So finding different coaches isn't always necessary. You basically, once you've mastered the level 6 routine, you print off the level 7 and you go to the gym and you work on that plan. Wrestling is unorganized. It's a mess. There's probably 10,000 wrestling techniques. You have randomly unorganized. You have emotionally attached kids, parents, coaches, a lot of panic, a lot of experimental ideas that get tossed around, tons of bad advice that gets regurgitated generation after generation of how our coach showed us back in the 80s, for example. Don't engage in this behavior. Get a proven system of what to spend your time on and spend your time just on that. 90% of your points in wrestling and success comes from 10% of the wrestling. A good drill plan not only tells you what to focus on, but what not to focus on. Think about fishing. If you go to a bass fishing tournament on a 9,000 acre lake and you're overwhelmed, you're just trolling around, throwing baits all over the water. Sure, it's intimidating, but the professionals, they know that they can break that vast amount of water down into just a few specific spots. Based upon the time of the year and behavior of the fish, they know where to fish. If it's midday, it may be deep on underwater structure. If it's during the spring, they're probably in close to the banks, especially when it's cool, into the brush. They're not going to randomly fish the entire lake. In wrestling, we do that. That's the reason most of us don't get great at wrestling. Then when our sons lose, we engage in that behavior more. We try to get more moves, more random coaches with random ideas. No, get one plan, 2 pieces of paper with all the best wrestling techniques written on it. Of course, I'm going to say that our Dream Season Wrestling Camp accomplishes this, which it does. Drill only that. When your son doesn't win, drill that plan harder and more. Get better and better workout partners. Try to score. If you can ride legs on a state medalist, great. Now grab a national medalist and learn to ride on him. These are the ways to become great in wrestling. And you're going to find that you really don't need private lessons. You don't need random coaches. You need one plan that you're taught by a coach, and you tape that drill plan to your wall, and just like a baseball player jumps in the batting cage and spends thousands of hours over the course of his youth and high school baseball career, that's how you get great. Panicking, jumping in the car and driving to another random coach to learn his idea of how to swing a baseball bat, or one of 60 different ways to swing a bat, it's not done in this sport. You get yourself to work. Same way in wrestling. Get a partner, get a mat, get to work. Tape the drill plan to the wall, do it. There's no need to keep trying to search for the answers, because you're going to end up finding out that sometimes the most desperate kids sometimes end up being the worse off because they don't calm down and master the sport of wrestling, and they don't find the 1 or 2 or 3 best coaches in the nation or their state, and spend time only with those guys, learning an NCAA national champ, All-American type drill plan. Hit the weights, fix your other weaknesses that you might have. Get a sports psychologist if you need one. Figure out all your weaknesses and attack them. And that's how you get great at wrestling. Not finding random coaches and private lessons and driving for different wrestling rooms so your son has to sit there watching a coach explain wrestling for 45 minutes and showing his random ideas of how to do things. Get a plan. Go do it. Just like weightlifting. Get a professional weightlifting plan. Maybe, I don't know, NebraskaFootball.com. If there is a plan there. Find out what the top colleges in America are doing to get strong. Take that plan, walk back to your high school weight room, and do it. And that's how you get great at anything, especially the sport of wrestling, which is an unorganized mess.